Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Let's restart, and we're off. Welcome, everybody, to my stream, and thank you for taking a couple minutes there to bear with me, and also this absolutely hideous something or another behind me. I mean, I would call it a window, but it's so disgusting. I don't know if it would be good to other windows out there to call it that. We're getting a curtain to cover that up so you guys don't have to stare at it. This is all temporary until I get into the new studio room over there, which will be in some time in probably the next 2 to 3 weeks. We're finishing that up, and then we'll really be off into the races. Thank you guys again for taking the time to join me here tonight and check out a little Dead Cells. And Swasti, if you're watching, my man, this is for you. So I've been talking about Dead Cells for a while. And by the way, I should probably get on YouTube here to make sure that you guys can hear me okay, because I'm concerned that if I get on there on my computer, I'm going to have those audio issues. I'm wondering if maybe that's what caused it, even though my computer was muted. But I think that we're okay. The test there looked awesome. So let me join there real quick, and we'll be off to the races here. But happy Friday to all of you out there. I hope everybody's having a good Friday night. Hope everybody's healthy and staying safe in the midst of this continuing we'll call it a situation, and that everybody's doing well. So let's take a look at what we got here. See one person in here. Thank you, whoever you are, for joining. If things are turning off or doing well, let me know. Otherwise, I'm just going to hop right on into some Dead Cells. Again, happy Friday to you. Try to get this up a little bit. There we go. I dig that. I dig it. All right. So I got a few games up here on my Switch. Let's go ahead and switch over to that. We got Xenoblade Chronicles. I've been playing a little bit of Cuphead because, honestly, Cuphead's just real stylish. Really good game, a lot of fun, hard as hell. Which, you know, if Dark Souls is your kind of thing, you might like Cuphead. It's legitimately difficult. I like it. Luigi's Mansion 3 is really a surprisingly fantastic game, except for the movement in there kind of sucks. I've been playing for like 12 hours with my daughter, and I still don't know how to turn around properly in the game. It drives me nuts, but it's a solid game outside of that. Animal Crossing, I kind of grew out of maybe a weekend, just not a ton of interest in that. Just kind of got boring for me, but respect you guys out there who play that game and enjoy it. It is certainly a great escape, especially in the midst of this virus that's going around. Dead Cells, we're going to check out in a minute, and some Doom 64. Nothing wrong ever with Doom. You've heard me talk a lot about Doom Eternal, and oh yeah, we're going to be playing some Doom Eternal here in the coming weeks. I'm going to do a video on my YouTube about that. Speaking of which, thank you all for your support on that first YouTube video. I've been overwhelmed by that support. Somehow up to 52 subscribers right off the bat. And at 100, I'm going to give away a $25 PlayStation Network gift card. So just want to thank you all for your support. And I have a second video that will either come out late tonight or maybe early tomorrow morning. This video editing stuff is... it's no joke. So let me know what you guys think, and let's hop right on in here. Of course, Super Nintendo. I've got an active Super Metroid file going there because Super Metroid. So let's hop in here to some Dead Cells. No, I'm not going to update. I'm going to start the software, damn it, because I have made people wait long enough. Thank you, RMF. I think I know who you are. I appreciate it, man. I dig the hat too. It's kind of been a part of my style for a bit now, and I don't know. I love it, man. It makes me happy. So for those of you that don't know about Dead Cells, this game is an indie Metroidvania roguelike game where every time you play, the game changes. So, Swasti, what we're talking about here is Binding of Isaac vibes as far as how this game plays out. Randomly generated dungeons. The vast majority of the time that you hop into the game, you'll see, or maybe not the vast majority, but often you'll see an update there, because the way that the developers have taken care of this game, just absolutely unbelievable. I mean, when you talk about community support and supporting the fans, especially when you're a small indie developer, it's It's pretty amazing what they've been able to accomplish with this. So it looks like I'm halfway in to a run here. I'm going to go ahead and just start over and quit out. So you start the game in what's called the prisoner quarters, and there's lore to this as well. Now, the lore in this game isn't as deep as, say, a Salt and Sanctuary, which is that indie based on Dark Souls. It's not as lore rich as some of those games, but there's enough there to keep you whetting your appetite. The game is absolutely beautiful. I'm picking up something called a Dead Man's Bag here, which is, well, you can see it on the screen, contains the gold you were carrying the last time you tried. Yeah, so you're essentially a reanimated corpse. So check this out. You got like this little head thing. There's story-related purposes to that. This will damage enemies, but it'll also allow you to kind of check out your environment as well if you want. You get that after you beat the game once. And I've only beaten the game once despite playing it for 45 or 50 hours. I absolutely adore this. Check this out. So these vials are all of the different upgrades that I've picked up throughout all of my many playthroughs. And look how empty they are after almost 50 hours. Everything from weapons to permanent upgrades. And you got this little tank here. So once you beat the game, you get what's called a boss stem cell. That improves your legendary forge, right, which is your classic upgrades for your weapons, things like that. Reduces the number of health that you can pick up on a run. Your enemies do more damage, those types of things. But if you can beat it on this level, you'll get a second boss cell. And I believe there's 5 of them in the game. I've gotten 1. That's awesome. I mean, the replayability is great. But it's only great if it's fun. And I'm about to show you how much fun it is. So you got all kinds of things that you can do here. Here are weekly and daily challenges you can run through if you want to pick up some resources. But let's just hop right on in here. So I'm going to get a random set of starting weapons, and I'm going to pick up what I want here. So I'm going to roll with the Swift Sword 1 plus 25 damage to a slowed down target and inflicts a critical hit if you have an active speed buff. Oh yeah. I'm already digging this run. This is a good start here. I'm gonna pick up. I've been digging shields a bit lately, but I'm not as much here. I've been using them a bit. Let's roll with the multiple knocks bow. So there's your multiple knock bow. This is a transporting system you unlock throughout each level. So the effects in this game are beautiful. I got an upgrade there that allows me to just wreck people. That's a cell right there. That's your currency that you use to upgrade. This game is hard to talk while playing, but I'll do my best. So when you kick down a door like that, you'll actually stun the people on the other side. This is your typical treasure chest, but every run it's different, and the levels are all randomly generated as well. Speaking of which, check out this map, Swasti. This map is awesome. It's extremely Metroid style. Absolutely love it, man. So this is a little magnetic bomb here that will essentially allow you to brings everything up to it so they can't really move and does some damage, but it also shoots a volley of arrows that do 11 damage per arrow. Pretty sweet. These scrolls are what you use to upgrade your abilities on any given run. So this is a scroll of power. You get what are called mutations. As you go through the levels, you pick your different mutations and you figure out what build you want for any particular run. So here you've got brutality, tactics, and survival. So each one will give you a certain percentage of hit points added to your bar in that bottom left. You can see noted in the bottom there whether it's purple, whether it's red, whether it's green, and you can see right away that the items that are associated with that color will be improved as you pick up these items. It's fantastic. It never gets old. We're gonna go right off the bat. Let's roll with survival. Now we can get that plus 70% hit points because I'm rolling, I think, with 1 boss cell, and I'm definitely gonna die on this run at some point, most likely. Well, no, I'm not gonna say that. I'm awesome. I'm gonna believe in myself, and I'll probably die on level 1. These shield guys can only hit through their shield if you got a certain item. There we go. I love the little particle effects in the entrails when you kill someone. There I am talking about violence immediately into this stream, but it's fun. I might need to switch controllers here because this feels a bit laggy. I'm using a second switch controller. So this will take you to the next level. I don't really want to roll to the next level because there are other upgrades I could pick up here. You also have incentive, and this is really cool. You also have incentive to run through levels as quickly as you can, because some runs you're just trying to get cells so that you can upgrade and get different items and things like that. So you're not trying to beat the game, you're farming resources. And if you can get, through levels in a certain period of time, if you can kill 30, 60 enemies without being touched, you'll get additional things at the end of a level, which is nice. But again, I'm not necessarily concerned about that. I right now just want to pick up some power-ups and see where it leads me. Again, I want to thank all of you for joining. I see that we got 6 of you here. Welcome to the channel. Happy Friday night. Hope you're doing well wherever you are. And we're playing a little Dead Cells tonight here on BauerKillz Weekly Arsenal stream for my buddy Swasty, and also any of you out there who are looking maybe for a new title that isn't AAA, that's got replayability, that's fun to play, that's got good graphics. And if you have it on Switch, you can play it in the bathroom, which is amazing. I mean, it is. So we're going to go over here. We're going to go up because it looks like that's the next area. Look at your map in the bottom right. I really love the layout of this title, how they've done things. Here's a permanent upgrade here where I'm able to kind of use these coffin-looking things. Ooh, that wrecked my face. Ooh, this is one of the new levels. So I've never been to this new level. It's probably pretty difficult. All right. This is exciting, man. The dilapidated arboretum. So this might be a quick run here, because I did not pick up many scrolls at all on that level, and I probably should have tried at least to do that. So here's a door. If you can get through in 2 minutes, you get access to that door and everything behind it. Here's you kill 30 enemies, yada yada. And here's the alchemist who picks up your cells. So I only have 3 cells, or the collector rather. So these are deployable traps. You have different types of grenades. They have different characteristics to them. And once you unlock them, so if I give them 30 cells here, and this is accumulative over time, accumulates rather over time, it'll drop at your feet and you get to try it out right away. So you've got different powers here. Wings of the Crow is one I want. This is a new one. Telluric Shock. Leap in the air and violently, off to a good start, land back on the ground to inflict 173 damage to the enemies around. Quote, ready to rumble. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think I am. Flint. No, I don't want flint. There's a crowbar in here is one that I was looking towards. So that's good. Different mutations here, different shields. You can get creative too with this, where there's an ice shield. You can get ice weapons and have like an ice build if you want. That's pretty sweet. Sorry, that might be a little bit better. My mic's probably picking up the music that's playing on my computer. Sorry about that if that caused any audio issues. So here's where you can upgrade your weapons. So for 7150, I can upgrade this Swift Sword to what's called ++ quality. I'm going to do that. I'm going to drop this bow here sometime soon. I'm not going to mess with those. And then you can't move forward unless you select what's called a mutation. Mutations are directly related to the builds that you're putting on your character for any given run. So we were looking at the survival. I grabbed a scroll for survival here. I only have 2 for survival, but I've got that Swift Sword as well. So let's do melee attacks, slow down enemies for 0.23%. They won't be able to infect you with the malaise for 1 second. Malaise is like toxic, essentially, from Dark Souls. It just, your health bar flies down, and there's not much you can do once you get it. And that comes later in the game, so that's more of an end game type of thing, to my understanding. But if I got it earlier game with I'm sure it's with stem cells or boss cells, stem cells. Not trying to get into that discussion tonight. Sorry to scare any of you away. But with those boss cells, if they come a little bit earlier on subsequent runs, when I pick up a second or a third boss cell, you know what? It'll buff out. It's all good. So Vengeance 103. Oh, that's a good one. Plus 103 DPS for 8 seconds and minus 60% damage taken for 3 after taking a hit. So let's roll with that. And this is a health font. This will only appear with one cell that I've got rolling. This will only appear once every other level. If you're just playing on the base level, it'll appear between every game, or between every run. But on the harder difficulties, it will only appear less and less as you go. Typically, you get one refill. Oh, this is cool. Never played this level before. Or if I did, I don't recall it. Typically, it'll throw up a little achievement for you because there are in-game achievements. These are new enemies. So I may die here, depending on... Whoa, what's going on? These little flying things are no joke. All right. Oh, it looks like these guys can protect themselves. Take them down. I don't like these mushroom dudes. They look like they pack a wall at me if I get hit by one of them. What's up, buddy? So we're picking up some gems there, which of course add to your gold in the bottom right corner. The art style in this game is exceptional. It's just absolutely beautiful. It never gets old to look at. You get 15% of my health there. You can pick up food. You can actually put builds around your. You can actually put builds around picking up food, but I never found food enough for it to be worth it up to this point. So I don't really roll with any type of food buffs. If you don't slam down on the ground, you'll see that you can get stunned, which can lead to death quite often. Oh, I haven't even used my magnetic bomb. There's my magnetic bomb, which will keep people in place and allow you to kind of take a breather or stop attacks that are coming. It's a good trap. You can carry 2 traps at a time, and if you can make them work for you in any run, it's nothing but good vibes, and will help you get through if you happen to pick up some good amount of scrolls and all that good stuff. So it's very much like Binding of Isaac, where it's very RNG based at times, but I'd say it's far less RNG based than your Binding of Isaacs. It still comes down to skill, as you see me there rolling between enemies. But it's definitely one of those games that requires your attention, because you can die even after you put a really solid run together. You can die very, very quickly in Dead Cells. So where am I going? Oh yeah, take a look at my map up here and to the right. You don't often get lost in this game. It's typically pretty noticeable where you need to go, and that's something I really appreciate. I've been playing some Control here recently, and as you've seen previously, some of you guys, I have gotten lost in that game, and it drives me crazy. I can't stand just aimlessly wandering around in games without a damn clue where I'm supposed to go. It drives me crazy. Is this the elite now? This is the elite up here. Oh my gosh, he did some significant damage. Yeah, the elites will probably give me some kind of rune or some kind of upgrade, so they're always worth killing, but they do a ton of damage to you if you aren't careful. They'll just wreck your face. They're faster. Sometimes they have different powers. So we got a scroll here. Let's stick with brutality. Plus 38% hit points, or upgrade that mutation that was melee based, or brutality based rather. These guys haven't really posed a threat to me. They look like they could. Another scroll. All right, let's see if we got another red. Nope. Let's go with the tactics here. We'll get one of those so we can get that extra 50% health. You can see my bar in the bottom is getting bigger, which is never bad, especially in this game. Death is at any given time right around the corner, because things get real very fast in Dead Cells. Let's see here. Already got him right in midair there. So this multiple Nox bow, I think does. No, I'm thinking the infantry bow. So they've got dozens, or at least it feels like dozens of different bows, and one of them is, if you're like right up on him, it'll do so much damage. So if this guy comes out of his shell, I guess I won't until I get a little stomp on him. Alright, so he'll explode and loot. So I just upgraded my multiple Nox bow from 1+ to a 4+. Victims burn when they die, and shots pierce the first target. That's a nice solid upgrade there for my bow. So you can also sell the unused items and add them to your gold pile there. That's a really nice little feature that they have in this game. So you always feel like as you're playing throughout this game that you're accomplishing something, that you're building your character, that you are improving. Always you feel that way. You occasionally come across these little shop guys, and I've unlocked a bunch of permanent upgrades. Hey, there we go. So I'm now able to kind of shuffle them for a cost. I can say here whether I want to, you know, a selection of random traps, a selection of grenades, miscellaneous skills, or a random selection of them. And then if I don't like what I see, because I got the upgrade earlier in the game, which is a permanent upgrade that carries through across your runs, I can pay for other choices, which is cool. So I'm going to roll with traps here and see what they got, because I only have one. I can do two. I love this cleaver. This inflicts bleeding and also drops a grenade when destroyed, and victims burn when they die. I'm digging this flame theme right now. Maybe if I can get an oil-based weapon, we can really start to get creative. And you can make all types of different builds as well. It's all about experimentation here in Dead Cells. So let's see, double cross-o-matic 4+. That's a good one. That fires blades at enemies. Yeah, I'm gonna let you guys choose. Which trap do you want me to pick up? Do you want me to pick up the cleaver? Or you want me to pick up the crusher, or the double cross-o-matic? The crusher is cool too. They're all good. I'll let one of you here in chat tell me what you'd like me to pick up, and that's what I'll roll with. In the interim, I'm gonna take a sip of coffee, because I'm going to be up late tonight finishing that second YouTube video. Thank you again to everybody who's taken the time to join tonight and later. I know, you know, my first live stream, I think, got over 100 views, with the vast majority after the fact. So really appreciate you guys taking the time to check out my content, to check out the games that I'm playing. And if you want me to cover anything, you want me to talk about anything, you've come to the right place. So feel free to engage with me. So I don't know what else I'll play here tonight. Don't really have any plans specifically. Let's see. We got someone. Frank Yeager says, and welcome to the stream, Frank. Crusher. All right, let's roll with the Crusher. So that cost me some money. That's fine. So let's take a look here. The Crusher 4 violently crushes any enemies caught in its area of effect, plus 175% rather damage to a frozen target, and the trap spreads in flammable oil. So even though this is doing additional damage to a frozen target, it's going to also allow me to light things on fire, which will help in my other areas here as well. What's cool is at the end of this level, or between levels, you can re-roll those for a cost. So you can re-roll your properties and roll for hopefully different elements that you'd like, or different skills or different abilities. It's really neat. The developers did a phenomenal job of keeping things interesting all the time in this game. This looks like a little lore piece here, so let's read this order. Apparently, seeing the dead rise... I'll do it in the snake voice. Apparently, seeing the dead rise wasn't enough. Today, it's the plants that are up and about raising hell. Okay. King's new best friend has ordered one of them captured... alive. And, yep, my buddy says I'd like to see that. I'm good. Although I'm wondering if that's the dude there hanging onto the bottle. Botanical beaker. How do they get the skeleton in the bottle? I think we know. Man vs. Wild and other botanical treaties are spread out on the ground. This might be a shout out to the show, Man vs. Wild, because I've noticed that the developers have put a lot of Easter eggs in here, which are cool to pick up on. No loot in this room, surprisingly. So when I roll, by the way, I drop a grenade every once in a while, which is cool. And typically, you'll find lore rooms, and they'll have some kind of, they'll have some kind of. Oh, you can roll through here. They'll have some kind of there for you. Let's see if this is poison and does damage. Okay, so this doesn't. That's really good to know, because pretty much everything else in the game outside of water will do significant poison damage to you if you're in there, especially down in the sewers. That caustic muck will just wreck your day. Yeah, I'm definitely having some issues with this backup controller charging just in case. No, it is not an excuse because I suck. It is just, oh, I picked up a cell there. Noticeable. You can also, as you saw there, you can do you can attack while you're in midair. So you've got some builds that are based off staying in the air as well. Fire grenade too. I'm not going to need that, so I'm just going to sell it for 370. It's still nice to go on down there. I love the effects. If you go back down here, I mean, look at the screen here, just like the little red bubbles. And if you use your right stick here, you can kind of look around and see what type of artwork they're doing. The game's really stylish. It's very pleasing on the eyes. But people who are watching you play, so if you're playing this around a spouse or a loved one, it can be a bit tough on them if they don't know what's going on, because there's so much happening and so much exploding at any given time that. Okay, so there's a little area over here I can still go to, so I'll go there. But yeah, my wife is not a fan of this game because it's just too much to follow. All right, that's 1 or 2 guys. So right now my power level's feeling pretty good. I'm happy I upgraded that blood sword. Is that blood sword? Yeah, or swift sword rather, up to the plus variety. As I get through to the next levels here. It's going to get significantly more difficult. So here's another ability. I've upgraded the ability to climb on walls. So for the longest time, I couldn't activate or get to any of those areas where there were those walls, and there are some prison depths here. What's really nice is you have a random selection, I think, of places that you can go. So I can either go to the ramparts up here or go to the prison depths. Let's head to the ramparts. I like some of the scenery there. It's fairly grim, but the level itself is quite different from that one. That's a new level. I haven't played that one before. They added that with the new enemies and an update about a month ago now. It's kind of wild to think about. So we got 27 cells. That's a damn good haul on with one boss stem, one boss cell. Just with me with saying stem. Let's see, is there anything here? What's this for 25? Frantic Sword. Inflict a critical hit when you have less than 50% health or you have more than 50% malaise. That's a pretty specific type of weapon there. I don't think I necessarily need that one. Inflicts a critical hit immediately after a roll or a parry. That's nice. War Spear. I'm not really into spears. Haven't used them too much. Let's see what some of these mutations are that I don't have as of yet. There's quite a few. Doesn't kill me, recover 1.1% after parrying a melee attack. That obviously scales, right, with how many scrolls you pick up in relation to that green survival area. That'll be significantly improved, so you don't got to really worry about what those base levels are. Plus 75 DPS if you're close to a deployed skill. Alienation, reducing a curse, restores 5 HP, but increase the number of... Yeah, so curses are, you essentially have to kill a certain amount of enemies. It's a cursed treasure chest, and if you get touched once, you die. Running speed duration bonus for kill combo multiplied by 3. So I'm rolling with a sword that's based off of speed. So that'll essentially allow me to do endless critical hits as long as I'm continuing to kill enemies. That's nice. So hopefully if I can pick up a 23 cells on this next run, I can pick that up as my last mutation. So let's see here. So here's where you can reforge your modifiers. This will allow you to kind of change those modifiers in the bottom. Critical hits, it's only 500. Let's see what we get. Shoots an arrow upwards, don't really need that. 60% damage to a bleeding target. No. 100% target to a damage covered in burning oil. That's got promise because we picked up that crusher. Good selection there, Frank, on that one. And let's just stick with that for now and keep going. So here I've got 2. All right, I've got another full flask, so maybe it's based on the level and not necessarily your boss stem. That's interesting. Let's take a look here. We're gonna roll with another. I'm gonna stick with the brutality build, I think. Frenzy, your melee attacks give you back a small amount of HP depending on attack damage as long as you have an active speed buff. So yeah, I'm feeling the speed build. I'm feeling the speed build for this run. So we'll take that, go ahead and heal up so I can get a full flask, and we'll continue into the ramparts here, or the ramparts, and go from there. I like that you can also change your outfits. You guys know, many of you, that I love cosmetics. So that's a piece of this game you get all the time, like new cosmetics. And just like what you saw there, you have to unlock them by picking up cells. It's pretty sweet. Bert thank you for joining, man. It's good to talk with you and hear from you. The Thunder Whip, and I want to say it was a fireball of some sort that you throw on the ground, is a wonderful combination that slays your enemies. It's really good to know, man. Thanks for the heads up. I'll have to check that. Sounds like you've got some experience with the game. I just kind of picked it up one day, started playing it, beat it fairly quickly, and was like, that's it. And then 45 hours later, it wasn't it at all. Still playing, and never really looked up any guides. It's all just been experimentation. And yeah, I'm seeing if there's any secret areas down here with my little head, my little slime head. But I'm not saying you use guides or anything, by the way. The game just rewards experimentation pretty much all the time for different combinations. And it just really rewards that kind of inquisitiveness by giving you some really cool combinations. They're really satisfying to kind of figure out these guys. They can shoot through walls with these damn fireball things, sorcery balls, whatever you call them. We won't call them that. Arcane energy. There we go. That's politically correct. Okay. So right now I'm feeling pretty good about this, except for this controller, which is sticking a bit. I'll tell you what, man, Nintendo ought to be ashamed of themselves for how crappy these controllers are. I think this one's starting to get a little bit of drift. I know they'll repair them if they have them for free, but not in the course of 1 or 2 days. I might switch out to my Zelda controller. It's a wired one, so I can't really move too far. Sorceries, don't mess around. Right now, my down stomp is doing a ton of damage, which is really nice. There we go. I mean, I'm one-shotting. Well, that actually just one-shotted with the arrow, because that first one pierces your enemy, I guess, is one of its categories. So I was able to take them both out with one there. Let's get another purple going here. Another 32% health. You can see that health bar slowly but surely increasing. It gives you that. It really tickles that or scratches that itch that I have for like a Super Metroid type system. I know it's a Metroidvania, but a lot of quote unquote Metroidvania games don't really do a great job of. Ooh, there it is. So I was saying earlier, if I got something that would allow me to apply oil to enemies, I would be all about it. The only problem is everything right now is built around speed for me. So it's like I got to choose one or the other. Does more damage, plus 75% damage. Douses the enemy in flammable oil and inflict critical hits during 10 seconds after hitting an enemy on fire. You know, we are going to switch to it. We're going to switch to it, and I'm going to see if I can't get me some fire traps or some kind of fire weapon, maybe a fire bow or a fire. They got like these little darts or these little knives you can throw, which are really cool. They're like little stilettos. Thunder Whip, man, that's a nice call, Bird. Appreciate the shout out on that, brother. It's nice to see you, man. I hope you're doing well on your side of the world or wherever you happen to be right now. I went to college, guys, with this Bird. He's a character, and I mean that in a good way. You're the man, dude. Thanks for the support. Thanks for the encouragement. And thanks for checking out the channel, man. Really appreciate it. I'm kicking around the idea of streaming, not just on YouTube, but also when I up this to twice a week. Which right now isn't really possible with these YouTube videos taking up just so much time to edit. I'm thinking about streaming once a week on YouTube and once a week on Facebook. I'm doing both. These guys don't mess around. So I also like the overlays or the effects, so you can see that, you know, they've got the little oil over their heads there, so it tells you they can light on fire. And he dropped a scroll of power. All right. It doesn't get better than getting the drop, getting a scroll as a drop rather than a randomly generated item placement on the map. Let's go with let's get an additional 41% hit points. So I'll put a second one in. So we're pretty evenly distributed there, which actually works well because some of my weapons and traps here are both purple and green. So I'm going to go ahead and use that crusher here, Frank, like you you asked for earlier. Let's pop that out. I haven't really used any traps yet. I haven't needed to, but they're still fun to toss out. And what's cool here is I can magneticize these guys, bring them all to the center, and then toss a crusher out and just smash them. It's so satisfying. The sound effects and the sound design in the game I really like too. It's appropriately meaty. We'll just, there's the crusher there. I threw the magnet a bit too far. There we go. So I took out both of them. Maybe upgrade them a little bit would probably help. So I've noticed that my oil is not doing as much damage as my sword was, which makes sense. But I wanted to get something with fire. I love fire in video games, man. It's my favorite element for the most part, unless we're talking about Final Fantasy, in which case I'm a non-elemental fan of things like Ultima and Meteor and all that kind of stuff. This is a nerd hat, by the way, that I'm rocking here tonight. Final Fantasy will come up very often in these live streams, so the fire in general, yeah, it's just fun to light stuff on fire. Part of what makes Doom so great, too, lighting demons on fire and ending lives. So we're going to go with brutality here. We're at a 3-3-3, which I'm doing. I forgot that guy. So it actually looks like I'm doing some fire damage there with my down drop. So let's light this guy on fire, or hit him once with the sword if I can. Well, I guess he's gonna die anyway, so not a big deal. Ain't no big deal. And here we go. Down this way. I have a feeling we're going to come up on the end of the level here soon. There's an elevator down. Pretty sure that we're going to find something down here, a way to get out if we want to stay good. Yeah, Black Bridge. That'll lead to a boss battle, which will be good for you to see here, Swasti. So I'll head there. Let me just take one last look through the environment here, see if I can see if I can't pick up another scroll or two before I head past, and we'll go from there. Looks like I only got 14 cells, but once I get through that next boss fight, which I will, this is the kind of like the first boss in the game that I fought, and I don't think I died to him right away. Some of the bosses in the game are fairly difficult at times, but for the most part, you're not looking at anything that's like Dark Souls level difficulty here. It's again very highly dependent on your build and the type of fight that you're going to go into. There are certain bosses that are just a pain at the time if you don't have the right build for them. But for the most part, again, it's mostly reliant on skill rather than luck. All right. So, looks like we got something here. Order of the King. Another order from the King to his officers. If the cells are overpopulated, use the outdoor jails or the oubliettes. Leave no suspects unsupervised. Okay, well, that didn't work out. So I love that this multiple knocks bow essentially just, I'm actually wondering if this is actually on, if I didn't have a boss cell. It's feeling awfully, there's some cell. Oh, what do we get? Golden Amulet 5. So this is always great. When you can pop off this prison collar, and you can toss on an amulet of some sort. This will give you the -5% damage received. Downward smash attacks burn the ground. Already got that. And they also cover the ground with flammable oil. As we get further, yeah, we'll take that. As we get further into the game, those types of things will become more and more important. I think what happened was I selected the baseline level because this is feeling far too easy right now, which is fine. You can take you through a quick run and Swasti show you a boss fight or two, and I can upgrade some areas that I need to in the meantime. I'm going to start getting heavy here with brutality. These shield guys drive me crazy. There's also a lot of secret areas in this game, which I love. So occasionally you'll hit a wall and it'll say secret area, and you get a gem of some sort, or some kind of reward, which is nice. If you're lucky, you might find a blueprint for a new item. When you unlock items in this game, you still have to pay for them in the collector. That's how they show up in the collector for the most part. And some unlock upon, beating the game. Some unlock upon finding the blueprints in the map. And so fairly standard fare there, but just pretty much always fun and rewarding, and just kind of like a visual and an audio feast, if that's your thing. Let's go with Miscellaneous skills. The Great Owl of War. I don't want to use all my gold right now. I can refresh, but I'm just going to leave these here. I like these little orbs. These little orbs are sweet. They'll allow you to kind of shoot a big ball of energy and just wreck anything in its path. And it's really slow moving. So you can just sit there and just watch enemies take damage and eventually explode into giblets. I love giblets in that sense. So I can still go down below here. I'm going to hop down there, see if I can pick up another cell or two, and then we'll pick up that... we'll pick up that blueprint in the next level. This is definitely, I wouldn't be picking up 28 cells if I had a boss cell plugged into that tank. Oh, well, that's just a pit. I do dig that. I really dig that when you fall down a pit in this game, you don't die outright. It just does some damage to you. It would suck if you could end runs by just falling down. So let's head to Black Bridge and take on our first boss fight. And you can take a look at this, Swasey. I know you got to run here shortly, but take a look at this and move forward accordingly. I'm actually not going to use any cells here. I'm gonna take out this boss and save them, and see if I can get maybe something a little bit better than what we were talking about here a little bit earlier. Let's check chat here. Nothing. Nope. Well, I see that a number of you are in here. I want to just say thank you again for taking the time to join BauerKillz weekly Arsenal stream. Playing a little Dead Cells tonight. Hope you're having a great Friday night. And if you're new to my channel, give me a look. If you like what you see, maybe subscribe and click notifications so you can engage with me, talk with me. But I'm not going to harp on that. We're just going to have a nice, cool Friday night. Talk some video games, get to know each other a little bit, and hang out together. So what's neat about this is newer players assume that you can't get through this door. It says this door will not unlock until you spend all your cells, unless you do this. Yeah. So you can just hoard your cells. Now you can't do that here. You have to you have to get all of your mutations for that door to open. If you do that in the game world, it'll actually curse you. So that means that you get touched once without killing, I think, 30 enemies? Is it 30 enemies? Yeah, I think it's 30 enemies. You will die instantly. Your run will be over. So you can try to steal the things that are behind doors that you need to pay for, behind quote-unquote locked barriers, but you run the risk. Now, if you're really skilled at this game, you can just take things as you need or as you want. You can then sell them for money if you want, and if you're confident you're not going to get hit, you can really do some pretty cool things that way. But let's see, last one here. I'm gonna roll with Dead Inside. I picked up more food here than normal, but I'll just take the plus 50% health, and I've got, this is definitely so I'm getting massive health flasks every time. This is on the baseline difficulty, so maybe if I do another run here, I'll hop into I'll pop in a boss cell and you'll see new enemies will start to appear. Damage will happen much quicker. The game will get significantly more difficult. So here we are in Black Bridge. Concierge. I have his outfit, actually. So he occasionally gets angry. I wish I had a fire-based weapon because I can light him on fire. He's got all that oil on him. To start to do some different attacks here. It's been a while since I've played Dead Cells. Maybe a month. It's been a while, but so yeah, now he's got that barrier. He'll jump, start throwing fire on the ground. I like to stay close to him and just roll past him. This controller is driving me crazy with how drifty it's getting. So now he's going to start jumping. So you can tell he's really not doing any damage. I'm getting hit a ton here because half the time I'm pressing roll, it's not registering. Sorry if I blew your ears out there. Again, I need that pop filter ASAP. So there's that jump. Just roll under the jumps. Telegraphing that fire attack. So you can see you can only set a few enemies or arrows at enemies before you have to wait to get your arrows back. What's cool is there are some abilities that allow you to get arrows back from your enemies. Well, let's finish him here with the crusher. Just let the crusher do the damage. Very sweet. Good stuff. So yeah, this is if you like loot, This is the game for you. You run around and pick up these little teeth. One of the shields in this game, I think, is called Torch 3. Nah, I don't want to. Well, actually, that'll allow me to burn my enemies. So maybe I will rock the torch. Although I'm doing really well with that bow. But I got the oiled sword with the torch. That sounds pretty neat. It sounds pretty creative. So I am running low here on battery crap. So I'm gonna have to. Yeah. Okay. All right, let's roll with the torch and the oiled sword. I see somebody else has joined, so thank you for taking the time. Again, this is BauerKillz in the weekly Arsenal stream. Happy Friday to you wherever you happen to be. And yeah, I'm just playing some Dead Cells here tonight. We're making a significant run at this. So I've never actually used this torch before, but it's gonna be nice to hit enemies there with that oiled sword and then just start cracking skulls with the torch and lighting them on fire. So let me pop up. Hopefully this doesn't cause any issues on my stream here. It shouldn't. It definitely shouldn't, because I'm connected to gig internet. So if I'm having issues, Comcast is getting called. But there's a shield in the game called the Greed Shield that every time you parry successfully, a gold tooth pops out, and then you can just run around the game. And if you're good with your parries, you're just picking up gold teeth like a gangster. It's pretty sweet. So we're going to upgrade this. I've got 12, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, let's upgrade this to plus. That'll be good. The oiled sword is going to start doing some significant damage here. Let's see what we can get. Let me get onto my YouTube here, guys, so I can see the chat. So this is a new guy. Every time you fight a boss, you get a new vendor. So I've got 100% of the items that I find now will always be just plus quality instead of baseline quality. Obviously, the higher up you get there, the more damage your weapons are going to do and the more effective they'll be, especially on the harder difficulties. These will be really important. Now I'm looking at the possibility of occasionally, at least, picking up plus quality. Yeah, I think I'm going to pop every cell into that. So still at 0%, but just the longevity of this game, for an indie title, it's fantastic. I mean, I really enjoy this. It's always a good game to play. It's always fun. It's always rewarding. And again, you can play it in little bite-sized meals, or take it as a bite-sized meal, or you can feast on Dead Cells. So I'm joining the YouTube here, the YouTube channel shortly, so we can go to the Stilt Village, or we can go. Let's see what's over here. So what's something I really like that's really cool. Slumbering Sanctuary is cool as well. Is your right stick will allow you to look around your environment, right? So if I wanted to see what Slumbering Sanctuary is, I can do that. I've got control over it. It's nice. Let's head to Stilt Village. But again, I just want to thank you guys for taking the time to join. This is BauerKillz. If you're not familiar with who I am, I'm an upcoming live streamer and YouTube content creator. And more than that, I'm just somebody who absolutely adores video games. I love them. I've watched them grow from a hobby with games like Tetris and Mario to legitimate storytelling media. These Canon guys do not mess around. So I lit them on fire and did significant damage there with that with the oil sword. So that's pretty nice. And these guys must be a new enemy they've added to the game because I don't recognize them, especially on this level. So again, something I love is when developers just continually update. I hate these guys. These guys will launch little babies at you and follow you. And those are exploding bat-type bulbous things. The amount of damage I just did by oiling up that enemy and then hitting them with fire is just fantastic. Okay, so I can listen to this. We got another elite here. Kind of elite. Oh, it's one of these. So if you're not careful, these guys will just wreck you with throw out some traps here. So when you see the little hearts, oh, look at that. Got another amulet, plus I'm going to get at the top 2 more scrolls, 2 extra jumps in midair. Not 1, no, 2. So I can triple jump. Yeah, and that also increase my scroll count. It's fun, man. So I got these little biters. They follow me around. They're called biters, and they'll attack enemies on your behalf. You can also use them as a a power that you can unlock, or kind of like a trap or a grenade, or it's like a biter grenade, and every time you throw it, a bunch of them come out and help you out. Stick with brutality here. Everything's starting to look red in that bottom left of the screen, and I like that. Let me hop on here. Okay. There's another scroll, or not a scroll. Okay, now I got a flamethrower turret, and it is an elite level flamethrower turret at that. I'm loving the fire theme. Oh no, I just accidentally sold it. Well, I guess live streaming is good for moments like that. Yeah, I guess I don't necessarily need it, but that was a little bit embarrassing. Sometimes you hold down R, and sometimes you hold down R when you don't mean to. Hey, at least I got 950 useless coin for it. Oh, great, that's going to be in my head like Baby Shark on a Saturday. All right. Sadist Stiletto. Yeah, so that's what I was talking about earlier. We don't need either of those, but that stiletto is cool to roll through. Make a run with. You got your build set for it. All right, so I'm on the YouTube stream now here. One of those better be Outer Wilds. Eli Capris. Hey, what's going on? Matt Bragg, Eli Capris, and Frank Yeager. I just joined back into stream. Hey, Jordan, stream strong. Take a ton of courage to put yourself out there on the interwebs. Good on you. Thank you, man. Matt, hope you're doing well, man, where you're at. It's so good to hear from you, brother. I hope all's well for you, man, and I really appreciate that. Yeah, man, I just got to the point where, I've been kicking around the idea of doing this for like a decade, if not 12 years. And my wife was like, yo, if you're not going to do it now, when are you going to do it? I've always had an excuse. And the one thing that's never changed throughout my entire life, a couple things. One, my faith. Two, my family and their support. And three, my love for video games. It never changed. Since I was a kid, I've been playing, and it's always been my passion, always been my hobby. And to be able to kind of just set up and share that with other people, and have even one person, let alone multiple, be interested and taking value from that, it's beyond humbling, man. It's hard to believe. I appreciate you reaching out, man, and taking the time, and it's so good to hear from you, man. Eli says, what are the next 3 games on your playlist? Greetings from Maryland. Greetings to you, brother. I don't know why I did that. That was so unnatural. Someone's gonna screen capture that and say this is what his stream is like. My next 3 games, that's a really good question. Yeah, that's a really good question. I haven't really thought about it because I have so many RPGs that I'm playing right now. So right now, I'd say one of those is Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, which is just simply fantastic. It's a fantastic game. Xenoblade Chronicles I need to get back to, so that'll be one of those 3. Yeah, after Ghost of Tsushima, I probably backlogs, man. I got so many backlogs, it's hard to believe. Can't stand Start Software. One of those better be Outer Wilds. Yes, I've played Outer Wilds. I have played Outer Wilds. I enjoyed it. I liked it a lot. I did not love it like I expected to. I had some issues with it. For the most part, I thought it was... I would probably give the Outer Wilds, if I was giving it a score, maybe an 8.5. It was a great game. Really a shot in the arm for that old school Western style RPG. I loved the choices that were in it and how it impacted the world and things like that. But it just... I can't even necessarily put my finger on it. It just didn't blow my mind. It didn't wow me. I did like the writing a lot. I liked the choices, but it felt a little bit short. My build was so ridiculously overpowered that the game wasn't a challenge in the least. So I pretty much was heavily into strength, as most people tend to do. Strength and science for the most part. So I was able to like hack everything and just lie through my teeth because I had charisma and those types of things. I love that there were stats in that game that allowed you to make a variety of different builds, and not like one or two, but like actually a wide variety. Let me see here where I'm going. I need a key. Okay, so I forgot to go through the door up here. I got all excited that a number of you guys are on the chat that I haven't heard from in a while, but it's really good to hear from all of you. Thank you again for taking the time to join. And again, I have another YouTube video coming out tomorrow, or maybe late tonight. I got to stay up after this stream and finish it, because as I get used to video editing, I'm getting quicker with the videos that I'm able to put out. I talk about that like I've released more than one. But this one is also taking around 35 to 40 hours to edit. It's significantly longer than the last one. I think we're looking at maybe 20 minutes. It's going to be, so it's essentially the 10 subtle details that blow my mind about from Ghost of Tsushima and what set it apart from other open world RPGs. One of the reasons that I made that video is because I still hear people saying, really a ton, what separates Ghost of Tsushima from these other open world RPGs or these open world games that are out there, and quite a few things, and I wanted to talk about them. So that's going to come out tonight or tomorrow morning, and I'm really excited about it. I think it's better than my first video, which I was thrilled about. Got some writing here. A citizen left a message. The malaise, the plague, the gloom, the green poison. You're wasting your time putting names on this curse. Save your soul instead. All right. So I picked up that key. That's good. I also like that I don't have to worry necessarily about whether I have a key or not, or if I know it. You can see in the bottom right there, right above my cell count, the developers have taken the time to just pop that little key icon there, which is just so incredibly helpful. Just so helpful to know at any given time whether I have an item that I need or not. So I'll open this door here. I still haven't figured out how to get to the second or third key. I think there are 3 keys in this particular level, but I haven't figured out a way to get to the second one. Let's roll with brutality again. Hitting with the sword, lighting on fire, and just did a ton of damage there. I'm pretty sure that I'm going to... so I took that dead inside. That's not going to do anything to my health gauge, because I took that as a mutation to not have food for me. I was able to get 50% extra health as a result. You can always reset your mutations at least once for 1,000 gold or nothing. I really like the flexibility that in the middle of a run, if you want to change things up, kind of like I did a little bit earlier there with the, swift sword and the oil sword. I said mid-run, I want to move away from the speed-based build to a fire-based one. I was able to do that. And they'll always allow you to kind of switch things up. But gold-wise, if you change your mutations for an event, it's 25,000 gold, which is just no joke. This is something else that's really neat for those of you who don't know. See that little symbol on the door of that one? That represents a cell. So if I was playing on with one boss cell, essentially that difficulty, I'd be able to open that door. That little icon at the top there, right on that top plank, would be lit up, and instead of me knocking on the door here like that, I'd be able to go in there and fight some enemies and find some more useful items, which is cool. I've never seen anything below or above 1, because I still have only beaten the game on that first difficulty. Explorer's Instinct just means that the map will autofill for you once you've explored so much of it. So maybe you've explored 90% of the map. So let's get them all over there. Look at that magnetic grenade, which can be OP at times. Oh, we picked up a new blueprint. Let's see what we got here. Heart of Ice. Oh, that looks cool. It looks like it's got, it looks like it might be a fire-based one, but it's got ice in the title. So we'll see when we get to the collector here in a moment what that's all about. But I'm digging this. This has been a good run. I've had a lot of fun here. I appreciate all of you guys taking the time to hop in tonight and show your support. Thank you again very much for that. It means the world to me. So yeah, every Friday night, I last weekend wasn't able to do it because of this YouTube video. I had no idea it was going to take so long, but I missed last Friday in week number 2. Okay, so I'm missing another key. I got to start paying attention to what I'm doing. Oh, it's right over here. That's my fault. But every Friday night at 9:30, and I'm thinking about what that second day will look like. That'll be on Facebook or YouTube and YouTube. We'll see. I think what I'm going to do is do one on YouTube and one on Facebook and go from there. Because I can use my YouTube for my videos, but I don't necessarily need to stream. I'm an information security guy, so I'm very aware of single points of failures, and I want to stay away from them if possible. So, you know, like, I understand YouTube and Mixer are significantly different, but if something happens one day, let's say my channel does get off the ground, again, the most important thing is that I have an outlet, right? But if my channel ever did get off the ground and, you know, YouTube went out of business or went somewhere else, or, you know, did something where I couldn't use it anymore, all my stuff would be gone, and I'd be, you know, all stuck for the most part, and wouldn't be able to move forward. So having two different platforms that are resilient to change like that are good. So let's see what this Heart of Ice is. Melee attacks on slowed, frozen, or immobilized enemies reduce skill cooldowns by 1.3 seconds. That's an interesting one, because I've got that magnetic grenade, which slows enemies. A lot of enemies in the game are slowed. You can roll slow on a lot of your weapons and a lot of your items, which is awesome. But I don't want to put any cells towards that right now. Let's see, this velocity one is the one that I was thinking of getting earlier. Running speed, duration bonus for kill combos multiplied by 3. So I will pick that up now. I'll pick that up now. And the next time I decide to do a speed run, I'll be able to make that significantly more potent by picking that up. So let's pick up our health flask and move into the clock tower. So I think this is this is the clock tower level. So there's a clock room as well, where there's a really neat boss fight that is hard as nails. I still struggle with it occasionally, especially on the higher difficulty, but I like on the different runs too that different enemies show up. They do different amounts of damage, and there are sometimes new bosses, or even the same bosses will frequently do different things. Frank, sorry, I forgot to. That's Obsidian's Outer Worlds, Outer Wilds. Yeah. Sorry, man. I just realized. I just looked at chat. Yeah, you're talking. I did what probably 75% of people do, is I confuse the Outer Worlds with the Outer Wilds. So Outer Wilds is actually on my list. One of the people in the chat at the top, RMF, is the one that made me aware of that. I'd heard of it before, but he had mentioned that it really got him interested in games again, or that it really stood out to him, rather. That's probably not the best way of putting it, because he likes games regardless, but he said that it made a significant impact on him. It was one of the best games he's played in a while. And I had somebody else simultaneously explain to me that it was Myst in space. Yeah, I mean, you can't have a better description of something. You can't. Myst was one of my favorite games ever. It's in my top 25 list. And I used to read the novels, man. I got really into it for a while there. But these guys jump around a lot. But I do have that on my backlog to play. In fact, that will be one of my next 3 games that I play. So Eli, Xenoblade. It's so hard to play this game and talk at the same time sometimes. Xenoblade Chronicles and the Outer Wilds will be 2 of the next 3 that I play. And then I know that I said I was going to wait for Persona 5 for next year, but I don't know if I can. That's up there for me for the game of all time. That's like right up there with number 1, if not like just under number 1, maybe number 2. I freaking adore that game, and I can't wait to play the new one. It's gonna be fantastic, especially with the new act that they added to that and all the changes. And if Persona 4 Golden is any indication, oh my goodness, am I in for a treat with that? So yeah, that's a good question though. I got to think about what specifically I'm going to target next. I want to make sure that I'm not. I don't actually, to be honest with you, when PS5 comes out, I don't know what's going to be out on launch, because Sony hasn't let us know anything about the PlayStation 5 other than the haptic feedbacks. I get it. I know what haptic feedbacks are. Give us a price point, a release date, and some launch titles. I think that Horizon Zero Dawn is one of them. Not that I'm a Horizon fan anyway. I know. If you like Horizon, guys, all power to you. I couldn't get into it. I never played it because the whole robot console thing. I couldn't get into that. I just couldn't get into that. To me, that's just just not a game I was ever interested in. But I like, you know, I was really happy when I saw that at their event for people who love that game. Let's see. Oh, I do like the Spartan sandals. I like kicking people in the face, and if you hit them into the wall, they just explode. It's pretty nice. But I'm gonna stick with this oil sword and this. I'm gonna stick with that oil sword and this torch for now. So again, this is BauerKillz. I want to thank you guys for taking the time to watch and spend some time with me here. It means I know it sounds like I'm beating a dead horse here. Much pee to go in my ass because it's not politically correct. But it sounds like I'm beating a dead horse here. So this is one of those cursed treasure chests. I'm not even going to mess with that because I will die and we'll ruin this run. But no, seriously, I mean, it's so cool that I get to do this every Friday. You know, that my wife has encouraged me and allowed me to spend some money on this infrastructure. And I don't know, guys, if I'm blowing your ears out when I say some of these things, let me know, and I'll turn the mic down here a little bit. See what this letter says. Maybe this desk belonged to the guardian of this tower. Okay, day 145 contaminated, executed. Day 138 contaminated. Day 142. Day 137, 32. Day 116, 22, 19. So the really cool thing about this level is that time is really unique. How it rolls. So simultaneously is passing forward in time and also going back in time. It's a really weird type of thing, but it's the way it's explained in various letters and level descriptions and that kind of stuff. It's really cool. And the timekeeper, that boss I was telling you a little bit about earlier, she's had a lot to say about that as well. But I don't really know the details yet, and I suspect as I get more cells, I suspect that I'll be able to figure out more about the lore. So I see a fourth person just hopped in here. Just want to say welcome to my stream. If you have not been here before, thank you for joining. You're more than welcome to engage with me. Shoot me a message there. Right now it's a bit hard for me to directly engage because I'm playing a very fast-paced game that requires coordination and all that good stuff, but this is my weekly Arsenal stream, and happy to have you here, and I appreciate you taking the time. Happy Friday wherever you are, and hope you're staying safe and healthy. Eli says, you going to be picking up Destroy All Humans Remaster, a blast from the past? I think I will. That is a great... For you to call that out, man, it's me in the fields. I love it. Yeah, that is a blast from the past, man. I seriously am considering that. It depends on what's on my backlog and what I'm playing, but if at some point I will absolutely be getting that. And I don't know if that's a remaster, man. I think it's a remake. Oh, there's an elite over there. How am I going to get over? Let's take a look at our handy dandy map here. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go out this way. We're going to drop down to this other teleporter, and then we're going to head through the door on the left, assuming that we can. Yep, there we go. All right. Oh, that just wrecked my day. My day is officially wrecked. I like that. That crusher was a good call there, Frank Yeager. Good looking out, man. It just helped me significantly. Health flask there. It's funny is I've only used one health flask. I've got like 5. Kind of missing that bow, to be honest with you. That bow would have helped me out tremendously here to be able to protect these guys. I like this a lot because you can hit this bell and it always seems to work with the music whenever you hit it. Ooh, right. All right, Undead Archer. All right. All right. That's it. I mean, sometimes you just got to get mad. Ruby Amulet 7, minus 10% damage received. It looks like we get another increase to brutality there, and we get a little purple increase as well. Get gold as well as a sell. I like that. Downward smash attacks cover the ground in oil. Sell this last one for 2,500. I'm feeling really good right now. I'm vibing with this run. I think for sure we're going to pick up. Well, I won't say for sure, but I'm feeling like this is going to be. This is definitely going to be a win. A ton of sells banked on this run. Yeah, we're gonna. So I've got 11 in brutality. Let's take one more in survival so we can get that 29% hit points. I mean, an additional third to my health bar. How can you argue with that? I just love how every time you play this game, that palpable sense of progression is always there. 50 hours later, it's still there as much as it's ever been. Hard to do that, especially when you're an indie developer. But the good thing about indie developers, again, many of you probably are aware of this, but for those of you who maybe don't think about this too much, or don't play as often as I do, or maybe new gamers or whatever might have it. Essentially, the value in an indie game and an indie developer is the fact that they're willing to take risks. They're willing to take risks with their IPs and their titles, because big game companies like EA, who are both, they're primarily a publisher, but they're not willing to take any risks because they know they can release a roster update for Madden and sell however many copies, right? Sell millions upon millions of copies. Same with things like Call of Duty and Battlefield. And we do some new things every once in a while, but for the most part, your indies are where you're seeing significant risks being taken when it comes to features and different types of concepts in video games. And then a lot of times those developers get rewarded by being, bought out by a bigger developer who's maybe not an EA, but big enough to look at all that. Look at all those cells. I love that little flare on your head as you pick up a cell. It always has that little blue flash. It's pretty sweet. But yeah, this game is just a testament to indie developers out there. I don't know how many people. I'm trying to figure out where to go here. I don't know how many people were involved with making it, but the way they've supported it has been phenomenal, and I'm very, very pleased with it. Looks like I got to go over this way. Go up here above the Carry On is the new hot indie. I'll have to take a look. I haven't heard of Carry On. But yeah, one of my favorite games of all time as well was Braid, which Jonathan Blow made and came out with in 2000, I think in 8. And that game had like some of Myst in there. It had, I'm not typically a huge puzzle gamer fan. Like puzzle games are okay. His follow-up game, The Witness, I really disliked, even though a lot of people kind of said it was like Myst. It wasn't. There was no lore to it. It was just brain teaser stuff. And listen, if you're into that, that game would probably be one of your favorite games. I've heard some people say it's one of their top 5 or even favorite games of all time. Just didn't hold my interest, but his first game, Braid, that he made by himself is one of my favorite games of all time, and will be on my top 25 list as that comes out. All right, this is driving me nuts a little bit. I got to pay attention here for a second. Where in the world am I going? The way that this map is randomly generated has been a bit complicated. I think it looks like okay, I think I know where I need to go. So it looks like I need to get up to where that cursed treasure chest is and roll from there. All right, let's take a look and go up here. Go up above the vendor. This isn't, I don't think, where I just was. Yeah, no. Okay, so I can get up this way, which is good. Here we go. Okay, I think we're on the right track now. Unless there's some kind of barrier here that prevented me from moving forward last time. Let's see. Yeah, so I needed to go past. I think I've been in there. I needed to keep going up this way. Okay. Oh, come on. Really? Maybe there's a key in here. Let's see. Have I been in here? I don't think I've been in here. Oh, I have been in here, guys. I apologize for this. This is annoying. Let's take a look here. I'm gonna move this down here a little bit. Let's see. But yeah, I'll have to check out Carrion. I appreciate the heads up on that one. Indies are always a particular interest of mine, because I love people who are willing to, just like any business owner, willing to incur a ton of risk and really risk financial ruin to do what they love and make what they love and bring these amazing experiences to gamers. And I love seeing them get rewarded and having it work out and pay off for them. Okay, here we go. All right, I found it. All right, so there's got to be a key up this way. I apologize again, guys, for that. That was terrible. Let's take a look here. I like the design of the enemies in this game too. These dudes with the little cannonballs on their back. hit you with one, it feels like it would hurt, and it does a significant amount of damage as well. Alright, let's get this old dude. He's down. Ooh, almost hit those spikes there. That wouldn't have been good. Another scroll, man. Let's roll with. Let's just keep going with brutality. This is a very brutality-focused run, obviously. So we're going to pick up a bell key here, and we'll be able to finally progress, get through this level. Offload 45 or more cells here. And I love that I'm picking up even more gold every time a cell drops. That's going to be helpful because those types of things will carry over to the run if you unlock certain upgrades. It's really sweet. I dig it. I dig it a lot. Now we can open that door as a shortcut. Would have been a little more helpful earlier, but we'll get through it. Nowhere. Ring that bell, buddy. Hey, buddy. Ring it. Oh, ring it. I will take that. Other scroll. This is just, again, the RNG on this one is out of this world. We'll roll with, because we have a choice between purple and green there. We'll roll with the survival for that extra health. And the amount of health I have right now is ludicrous. This is a good one. There's Explorer's Instinct. Again, that just reveals the rest of the map for you. It shows you enemy placements where items are that maybe you haven't picked up. And you can see on the map by their icon what exactly they're messing with. I just realized that those aren't elderly men with swords, that those are their cloaks. I've been thinking this whole time the white part of them is their hair, but it's not. It's just their cloaks. Well, I did realize something else the other day that was sad. The third level in Contra 3 aren't tornadoes, which I've thought since I was a kid. They were tornadoes. When I was a kid, I used to be obsessed with tornadoes. I had a tornado club in 4th grade, and I regret nothing. But the tornadoes are just, I think it's just factory smoke coming out of the various stacks there. Where in the world? Okay, the key's up there. Okay, I just missed it. Why I went over here, but I just missed the key. Right, because I was talking about tornadoes. Well, I just want to say thank you guys again for the time here tonight. I think this stream might be a little short tonight. My first stream was 5.5 hours of Tsushima, Ghost of Tsushima, and maybe an hour or 40 minutes rather of some Doom Eternal, which, as I mentioned before, for anyone here that wasn't here during that, Doom Eternal is in my top, my top 2 favorite first-person shooters ever, and will be, no question, my game of the year. Unless there's a legitimate miracle that happens. That is the most impressed I've been with the game, honestly, since I'm starting to lose my voice a bit. Since Uncharted 2 came out back in 2008, that was the definition of next gen to me. It's one of the most next gen experiences I've ever had. Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past was up there, along with Super Metroid and Super Mario World. It's funny, you play that stuff in the browser now, but I remember when those graphics were like, oh my god, and it was insane. And I remember, and I can still feel that way thinking back on that memory, and still kind of have that context, remembering what games were like at the time, and then playing those. And it blows my mind to think that my daughter, who will be 5, the equivalent of her like Nintendo or Super Nintendo, to me it'll be like the PlayStation 4 or 5, or the Nintendo Switch, which she plays with me. So I guess it'd be like the Nintendo Switch, but it's just kind of crazy. So we got 51 cells. That's a damn good haul. Let's see what we want to pick up here. Cursed sword, 1 hit and you're dead. Yeah, I'm sure there's a ton of YouTubers out there who are running around with the cursed sword doing their thing. You can go grab a quick bottle of water here. I'll be right back. By the way, check out the new shirt, guys. I got my first branded shirt here. I dig it. Be right back. All right, I have returned. Well, again, guys, thanks for taking the time to spend with me tonight. I apologize if I feel a little bit off. Not as entertaining maybe as usually I am on these. I've been running on like 3 or 4 hours of sleep because I work all day, and then I've been editing until like 3 or 4 in the morning, and then getting up at like 7:30. Oh no, that's not necessarily true. I get up. No, yeah, that's right. Yeah, so I've been getting up early for work. I've been getting up for work, running on a couple hours of sleep, and then this whole YouTube editing thing. It's brutal, but it's fun. So I'm just absolutely exhausted, and I can't go to bed tonight till I get all that editing done and all that stuff. Ignore shields. Off to a good start with this one, and project you towards the enemy and inflicts a critical hit if you attack again while bumped. I like that, but I'm not going to pick that up now. Let's see what we got. See if there's anything here fire-wise that I can pick up that would help me with my current run or my current build. Tainted Flask. Using a health potion grants, holy crap, plus 1660 DPS for 12 seconds. If the flask is empty, it will automatically refill itself after you kill 8 elite enemies. Easy. I like that one. I dig that one. So we'll roll with the Tainted Flask. Although I guess I could have saved. I probably should have, because we're coming up on a boss room now, and this is the difficult boss fight I talked about before. So I probably could have saved those cells and combined them with the cells I'm about to get here, and then increase. Yeah, I could have increased my plus drop rate, but oh well. Next time. How can I get one of those shirts? Loving how chill the stream is. I'm currently playing old school RuneScape. I love the fact that you are playing RuneScape still in 2020. That's just epic, dude. That's just epic. And I'm happy you got a day off, by the way, man. You can actually spend some time tonight hanging out. You could be doing a lot of things right now with your time, man. You deserve, with what you do, to be doing whatever you want, and the fact that you're spending some time here with me, man, it means the world. So thanks again for all that you do, brother, in your service. And then also appreciate the comments on the stream. I always wanted to be chill. But yeah, the shirt, man, I'm going to so I'm designing a few things now. I'm designing a headband that's gonna have my logo on it. So the logo on my logo there, you're gonna have you see that yellow headband. I'm gonna be rocking that. I'm actually going to be wearing that on streams and in some videos. It's going to be like a Rambo style headband, yellow with that logo. And the only problem right now is it's very hard to find people that have a long enough headband that I want to allow me to customize it the way that I want. So I'm having some issues, but if the worst comes to worst, I have a friend of mine who's got a print on and can make that for me. But I do have a really cool hat design as well that I absolutely freaking love. But when I went to order it, they wanted a minimum of 12. It's like $500 I think for 12 hats. It was ridiculous. So I'm looking at an embroidery right now to make that hat, which will have my logo on the front, and then it's going to be with inverted colors on the back for it. But to answer your question, I'm right now, probably by the end of this weekend, I'll have up a store. It's a merchant store with some of my design shirts and some of those things. So I've got ideas for what I want to. This guy is she is wrecking the day on the harder difficulty levels. Yeah, on the harder difficulty levels, she don't mess around, right? She don't mess around at all. It's so satisfying. That is so satisfying. You got that infantry bow back. Victims burn when they die. That's tempting, but I'm gonna sell it. I'm gonna stick with my torch. Tonic 5 can go. I love all the loot, man. This game just scratches that loot itch so well. So I'm up to almost 42,000 gold. That's dig. High Peak Castle is the second to last level in the game. So yeah, I have no concerns about making it through this one, but things get intense here on this map. Things get tough because there are some enemies that can wreck your face if you're not careful, even if you're more powered up than maybe you should be for this run. But yeah, so I'm gonna have that store up this weekend, and you'll be able to visit it. And if you want to buy something, you're more than welcome to. But I've got a couple different shirt designs, a couple different hat designs, those types of things. and we'll go from there. So let me just take a breather here for a second, guys. I'm gonna hop into Bauer Babble. So yeah, this has been cool. I've really enjoyed tonight, spending time with you guys on a Friday night. It's 11:23 Eastern. Appreciate all of you again. I know I keep saying it. I'm like, man, if let's say one day I somehow have like millions of subscribers, I'll be saying the same thing, man. And again, that's not the goal. The goal is to have an outlet and to share good information with you. I want to just share my passion with you guys. I want you guys to understand and know that even if I don't particularly care about a certain game, I'm still able to look at it objectively and talk to the gamers who might enjoy it, even if maybe I don't. You're not going to see any of the political BS on this channel. You're not going to see any of the dishonesty on this channel. I'm going to call things out as I see them. If I see developers taking advantage of the players, or usually that's more the publishers who set the deadlines, or the ones who, force the DLC and microtransactions and things like that, I'm going to be calling that out. I'm going to be calling out people like Neil Druckmann, who is supposedly this feminist dude who forced out a female writer at Naughty Dog who wrote the first Last of Us, which was literally a perfect story. Then totally destroyed her characters in the follow-up. No spoilers here on that, but anytime you take political activism and it comes at the cost of a narrative, if your political activism masquerading as a video game or masquerading as a movie or a book or a television show, that ain't right. Like, that's not what people want. The narrative should not come at the cost of political activism. You can implement politics into a story as long as you do the story right and you treat those topics with sincerity and depth. And unfortunately, we're not seeing a lot of that now. But at the end of the day, I'll get on my soapbox once in a while, but for the most part, it'll stick to industry things. And I want you guys to be able to come to me and view my material as a resource for informed purchases and understanding or some thoughts on what's going on within the industry, because this Bauer Babble that you see here, I'm going to have an entire series on my YouTube channel called Bauer Babble. The first one is probably the video I'm going to do next week, and that's going to be on Final Fantasy VII Remake and how much of a fraud Square Enix is. I can't believe that they're not getting called out more for what they did with that game and how they falsely advertised it. But that was the game that pushed me over the edge, in addition to my wife convincing me and encouraging me, and some friends as well, combined. But that was really what pushed me over the edge, where I said, you know what, I'm gonna make a YouTube channel if the only video that I make is to rant about Final Fantasy VII and about how greedy and dishonest and wrong it was for Square Enix to do what they did with that game to the original fans of that game. But we'll get into that. Point is, I'll have a Bauer's Babble series, which will act as a place for my rants, and we'll go from there. So let me take a swig of water here, and we'll continue through and finish off this run in Dead Cells on this beautiful, wonderful, at least here on the East Coast, Saturday night. Nice and a bit cool outside. It's not really all that muggy from what I could tell when I went outside earlier. So hope the weather's nice where you guys are as well. But if it's not, it's going to buff out. Don't worry about it. All right, let's hop down here and see what we got. We got, so we'll see if we can get up to 5% here. Nope, still 0% of the enemies found. Items, rather, will be of plus quality. I'm going to hop back into the main screen, give you guys a front row seat. So still looking at 0% of the items found here. And, yep. This collector dude, I don't trust him. I in general don't trust people that wear hoods and have glowing eyes. I don't know, maybe I'm a bad person. I just don't trust ghouls in cloaks. So let's reset our mutations for this last run here. Yes, I want to reset my mutations for 1,000, so I lost 1,000 health there, or half my health rather, for getting dead inside. Let's see. Tainted Flask. I do like that one. So we'll take Tainted Flask, plus 482 DPS and minus 60% damage taken after 3 seconds. We'll roll with Vengeance there. And then I really like Killer Instinct because I've got this grenade here that will just, this grenade is going to keep people centered. If they try to give me trouble, I'll at least be able to contain them. That grenade's not even about damage. It's about keeping them centered so you can avoid their attacks and just wreck face in an organized way. It's kind of like a binder with tabs in it, just in a much cooler and less boring way. Frenzy, your melee attacks +8 after. Yeah, let's go with Killer Instinct. We're going to do pure brutality here, and we'll get our health back. I don't have as much health as I did before. That's fine, but let's upgrade as well. Let's upgrade our weapons. I think this other, yeah, whenever you beat a boss level, this little dude shows up on the left-hand side rather than the right side with his friend. I can upgrade this oiled sword to the S quality, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to upgrade this torch as well to ++, and then I'm going to reforge the modifiers here. Plus, no, that's not what I want. Plus 30% to a burning target with Crusher, and there we go. Plus 30% to a burning target with Magnetic Grenade. Awesome. Hitting the sack. Keep up the good work. Yo, Frank Yeager, man, thank you so much for taking the time to hop in here, spending a good portion of your Friday night here. Thank you again for that. You have a great night, and hope to see you here again next week, and appreciate the YouTube comment as well. Feel free to hit me up anytime, and look forward to spending some more time with you and making some memories together. Have a good night. Take care, and we'll talk to you soon. But Eli, if you can, man, is my can you tell if my audio is clipping? I see the little red red light on my mic blipping a bit, which, so I don't know if that means that I think supposed to mean that I'm clipping. But if my audio quality sucks, do me a favor and let me know. And if not, that's cool. That's ideal. So let's go ahead and roll our way through here in High Peak Castle. And see what we got. And I love the little statues at the back end. That plays into the lore in this game as well. Like the little flag emblems, which is neat. Reminds me of Wolverine. Oh man, I miss Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. So those guys right there will mess you up with the I'm off to a terrible start. These guys with the swords. So they do that kind of that tornado attack, and they will wreck you. So I need to actually, no, this is something else too. It's a little quality of life piece, and I just saw another person joined. Welcome to the channel. If you've never been here before, my name is BauerKillz, and appreciate you spending some time here with me on a Friday night, playing a little Dead Cells. But one of the quality of life things I really dig here is the fact that you can swap at any time what your secondary and primary are with a touch of a button. So I'm going to use my Y button here to light enemies on fire, because I'm having a little bit of issues. With that. I need to get them oiled up. So it sounds so wrong. I need to get them oiled up so that I can. They've got that vertical attack. I forgot about it. So that I can do some significant damage with that torch to them. So I'm going to roll through there. See, a fourth person has joined. Thank you for joining my stream here tonight. Again, my name is BauerKillz, and this is my weekly Arsenal stream. Welcome. I hope you're doing safe and having a healthy Friday night wherever you happen to be. Looks like we got an upgrade here to our magnetic grenade, and we still are carrying through that plus 30% damage to a burning target, but we're also going to do additional damage to enemies if they're frozen or bleeding, which isn't really applicable to this current build and what we're doing, but we'll see how it goes. This guy, these guys, that guy just messed my day up. Here's another scroll. Let's take a look what we got here. Looks like a purple or a survival. Yeah, we'll roll. We'll roll with purple, because we got purple on both of our traps, but we have green on one. As I select green, man, this is bad. When I sold that flamethrower turret earlier, I wanted to hide under a rock. I mean, that was so bad. So that right there wasn't good. This looks like a fire grenade. So let's take a look and see if that maybe can replace the crusher here. Fire grenade 6+. Oh yeah, absolutely. So we'll sell that crusher and we'll bank some gold for our next run. Oh man. Look at, did you see all that, did you guys see all of that, all of those flame icons stacked when I hit him with that? And then you do the damage. Pretty much everything I'm hitting people with is doing extra fire damage. I love the fire element, just lighting things on fire and pop dead square of that tornado. That's fine. It's not doing too much here. Let's roll over this way and get up here and run to the left and see what we can do. All right. Yeah, so typically you have to run across these areas here. These areas get hectic. These little cross areas in High Peak Castle, they don't mess around now. Okay. So yeah, here's going to be an elite enemy. This guy can give me the melee, so I got to be really careful. Shoot. So he gave me melees. My infection level is high. But I picked up a key to the castle, and you can see in the bottom now I've got that malaise. Health bar, that gauge, and if that gets up too high, I'll just die outright. So I got to be very careful. So the malaise is essentially the disease and the story that has caused all of this. It's kind of like it's the plague. That's what it is. So we picked up one of the 3 keys we need to move forward to the last boss. Alright, ooh, I hit a lot on the train. Part of that's due to this controller, but hopefully it'll get a little bit better, and you know, especially for the next stream here, we'll have the other controller queued up properly. Alright, let's roll through the rest of this map. We'll finish off this run, and I think this might be a quick live stream tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I really appreciate everyone's time. So typically I like to play until about at least 1 or 2 o'clock on Friday nights. I'd like my streams to last that long. But tonight I just want to I need to get back to that YouTube video and finish it up so I can get it out either late tonight or tomorrow morning. Definitely stay tuned for that one. I think you guys will enjoy it, and I appreciate your time and your support. I see a number of you guys have gone to bed or have gone off to do other things, and I really appreciate those of you who have taken the time tonight, and also those of you who will watch this later. I've noticed that my videos have, especially my live streams, have been getting a lot of traffic for such a small and upcoming new streamer. You know, for me to be getting the amount that I've gotten is just so humbling. So a lot of you are watching this on demand later. Feel free to reach out to me anytime, and I'll be happy to engage with you and talk with you about games and life in general, and just really appreciate you guys taking the time. So I am starting to get wrecked. These guys are starting to do some serious damage to me. I need to start paying a little bit more attention to what I'm doing here. Oh, this guy's giving me the malaise. So my malaise level, oh my gosh, it's high. So if I get much more damage here, I'm gonna really have some problems. I might just die. I can't seem to kill these guys with the cyclones quick enough. This would be a shame if I died at the end here. Those damn guys with those spears, they don't mess around. I like it though. It keeps you on your toes. Dead cells of anything will keep you on your toes. You'll think during an entire run, oh, I'll be fine as I get to the end. Oh, I'll just roll my way through. I caught a little bit of that tonight. I'm not gonna lie. I've been saying throughout the stream tonight, oh yeah, I'll get through this run and I'll beat it. I don't know if that's gonna happen. I might die. I'm out of health. I just realized that I've used my last health flask, and I'm in trouble. I still need a 3rd key, which means I'm gonna have to get to. I think I'm gonna have to get to another cross level and get through that without dying. So I got to be real careful here. Let's see the pressure's on, man. So let's see. Have I been in this one? Nope. Yes, I have been. Okay, so I need to go to the left here. Maybe it's only 2 keys I need to get through to the final boss. Let's take a look. I do have 21,000, but I don't think there's anything here that we need. So let's see. Okay, here we go. So there's a Guardian scroll down below. I'm going to go ahead and pick that up. And I'm gonna hop back up here, and I think I know exactly where I need to go now. And if I can get through this map and get to the next room, I'll definitely win. I just have to survive this level because I'll get a full health flask at the end of this into the next level. Let's take a look. Yeah, so let's go right. I'm thinking that yeah, so I wanted to see these red rooms are no joke. I mean, none of these cross areas, as I mentioned before, are no joke, but these in particular seem to be. And maybe it's just the red tint that's intimidating. I don't know this for sure, but I feel like these areas are always more difficult than the others. All right, so at least I got a Bob there. That 15% health there, it is absolutely clutch. Get that oil. So that oil is becoming more and more necessary, because if I can get these guys hit with that flammable oil and then drop them or light them on fire with the torch, I can kill them much quicker. Oh, these archers, man, they don't mess around. Yeah, this is hard, guys, to talk while I play. So I apologize if I'm like beating a dead horse. The malaise level. I'm about to die. Yeah, I think that's it. There goes my health. See my health going down. I got the malaise. I'm down to nothing. There's one of them. I have absolutely. There's that third key. No health left. That malaise. So I mentioned before to Swasti was, if you get a full malaise level. Oh, he hit me. Oh my gosh. I can't believe he hit me. My control. I tried to jump instead of roll. Oh, how am I going to get through this? I don't think I'm going to get through it. Look at that health bar right there. Little blinky blip. All right, so we'll wait for this archer to roll through here and then come up behind him. So he's down. Let's see. Okay, I need to drop here. So I can stun these guys by just going down like that. Oh shoot. This is over. I think this is over. These guys don't mess around. Let's see if I can't get so this is one of those. Oh, okay. So this is one of those. Yes, there's the door. All right, let's see if we can get to these this is intense, man. My heart's beating. Let's see if we can get to. Let's see, where's this door? Oh, I don't see the doorways yet, which means there are more enemies. So I know right there. I need to get to that. I need to get to that teleporter drop down and just keep my head on a swivel. Because if somebody coughs on me, I'm dead. Oh my goodness. Those guys can. Ooh. Okay. So sometimes you'll occasionally find a food vendor. I thought that this was a food vendor. I got real excited because I have enough gold. I definitely have enough gold to buy some chicken drums and love life. So it'd be nice if one of these guys dropped some health here. Oh, there it is. And I lost 47 cells. That's my own fault. I shouldn't have tried to engage him. So this brings you all the way back to the start of the game for another run. So I didn't complete the run on the normal difficulty. I need to do something about this controller. At the end of the game wasn't the controller's fault that I died, but throughout most of that run I would have issues with my buttons not activating because I got drift going on here. What's nice is you pick up your dead man's bag. I got 15,000 gold that comes back to me here. I was able to stock up some blueprints there with the what do you call them? The collector. Able to unlock a few new things, and yeah, this is slowly but surely getting filled out. And then I'll pop a boss cell in here for this run. That'll start you over again here in the prisoner's quarters. You'll keep your gold, you'll keep your items, those types of things up to a certain level. And something seems to have changed. Yes, what seems to have changed is new enemies. So before I shut down for the evening, I'll show you guys what this looks like. So this Nutcracker is a good level. This is kind of like a giant hammer that you can wreck people with. I sold it. Didn't realize I had sold it. Instead I picked it up. So this lightning bolt, so there's your shield here, and then this lightning bolt will light people obviously on fire. And you see they do twice as much damage. At least it seems that way. And then here's some new enemies. that down here, you got these rats. They will wreck you very quickly. As you can see, I'm already, because I sold my primary weapon, I just have that lightning and shield. This is not meant for this world in this run. So I'm actually going to go ahead and restart this here because there's no point. I don't feel like banging my head up against that wall. I'll probably die on level 2 or 3 there anyway. But I think that's probably going to end the session tonight. I could pop on some other games. Here. I'm thinking about what I'll stream next week. Maybe it'll be a little bit more Ghost of Tsushima. I might stream some Xenoblade Chronicles. And listen, if you're in the market for a fantastic JRPG, you want something new, you want something different, you don't want your standard RPG, and you're interested in JRPGs in general, I recommend very highly that you pick up Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition if you have a Nintendo Switch. It's an exclusive to the Switch, and it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. I absolutely love it. Can't say enough good things about it. I love Xenoblade Chronicles. So definitely check out my Instagram if you haven't already. I've got some screenshots up from that game that I love, and just so you guys know, I've got 2,745 screenshots on my Nintendo Switch. I don't mess around when it comes to capturing moments in games. I didn't take any tonight. I probably should have. But I love this idea. Now let me hop into Bauer Babble here to end the night. I love this idea of capturing a moment in time, right? With the games that we play. You have a good session and, time goes on and you remember those nights, right? But they start over time, you start fading away. I've been capturing screenshots for as long as it's been a capability, and I love looking back on them. First of all, I love photography, game photography. I love it. But also capturing the essence of that session and the essence of that moment it's just awesome. So the example I always give, and I've given this before, is when I played Gwent all night for like 5 hours in real life, and by the time the game ended, it was becoming light outside as it was becoming light in the game. So we were relying kind of on the time. It was just epic. I went from town to town playing Gwent and building my deck and doing the occasional side quest, and it wasn't planned. It just kind of happened. And, capturing the screenshots of that and being able to look back and remember specifics and kind of bank that is special. I mean, it's special. So if you haven't been to my Instagram, it's the same thing. It's BauerKillz. Take a look. I put up posts every day. I put up artistic shots and I put up descriptions, very, very detailed descriptions as well. About those shots and what I dig about that particular aspect, or sometimes it's just a reflection on something. And other times I put up kind of multiple shots together and kind of orient them in a way that makes you think. So yeah, definitely check me out there. You can find me on YouTube. You can find me on Instagram, and I do have a BauerKillz Facebook specifically designed for my gaming venture, to separate it from my personal life. But I haven't updated it since November because I need to do a few things first. But I'll be going on to Facebook there as well. And right now I'm not really on Twitter. If Stream of Conscious had a sewage system, yeah, it'd be Twitter. But anyway, if you haven't already, do me a favor, click that subscribe button and make sure that little bell says all notifications. So whenever I upload my video every week and then go live, you'll get a notification of that. What you can do to support me the most right now, if you're interested in the content that you're seeing, if you dig what I'm doing and you want to engage with me, and the most important thing that you could do right now is subscribe and click those notifications, and also YouTube. Their algorithm they really put a high importance on likes and subscribes, and in particular watch times. So I think the video that I have coming out tomorrow will be roughly 20 minutes, and there's some really good things in there. I'm really excited to show that to you guys. So do me a favor and take a look at that. If you like what you see, click that like button, all that good stuff. I don't want to harp on those things too much, but that really is important. And a lot of times people just simply forget to do it. I forget to do it with some of the people that I follow the closest. But if you don't do it, it's going to buff out. Either way, it's going to buff. No big deal. Life is like a box of buff. Actually, on that, Eli, while I got you here, speaking of buff out, you guys give me 1 second. My man over here picked up a while back for me because he knows him and I both absolutely love Fallout to like a sickening degree. And he's got more collectibles than I do, but I legitimately have a container of buff out right here, which is relevant for a wide variety of reasons. I love it. Eli, I keep this always in sight when I'm gaming, man. Once I move into the studio, this is coming with me and it's going to go right there on my desk. So, appreciate you, man. Appreciate all you do. I love you. And thanks for the support. And for the rest of you out there, thanks for taking the time tonight on a Friday evening to spend with BauerKillz. And thank you also for watching this later and engaging me on those various social platforms that I mentioned. But for now, take care of yourselves, stay healthy, and we'll talk to you and see you next time. Thanks again.